Ladies and gentlemen, your success begins with the intentional act of setting goals that align with your dreams and desires. Let me take a moment to really drive this home. You hold the pen to your own story. Every decision you make, every path you choose shapes the direction of your life. You have the power to design your future, and that starts with clarity. You don't have to wait for opportunities to fall into your lap or for the world to hand you success. Instead, you get to create it. Think about it. We often look at people who seem to have it all figured out, who seem to be living their dream life, and we wonder, how did they get there? The truth is, they didn't just stumble into success. They got there because they decided at some point that they would take control. They took ownership of their dreams, and they turned those dreams into tangible goals. They set a clear vision for their life, and they broke it down into actionable steps that moved them forward. You see, when you set clear goals, you are giving yourself a map for the journey. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the vastness of the world and all the possibilities out there, but goal-specific, intentional goals act as your compass. They help you make decisions with purpose so that each step you take is aligned with where you want to go. When your goals are in sync with your true desires, they serve as a powerful reminder of what's possible. They keep you grounded in your vision even when challenges arise. Without a goal, you can drift, you can lose focus, and you can lose sight of the bigger picture. But when you have a clear goal, you have something to aim for. You have a reason to push through the tough days and something to celebrate when you make progress. You don't need to have everything figured out today. You don't need to know all the answers right now. What you need is a vision and the willingness to take one step toward that vision. Because when you choose your goal with intention, you're not just working toward an outcome. You are crafting a life that reflects your deepest values, your truest self. And remember, success isn't some far-off destination that only a few lucky people reach. Success is built day by day, step by step, with each decision that aligns with your vision and each goal that keeps you moving forward. You get to design your future by deciding what you want and then taking the action to make it real. The power is in your hands. This extension emphasizes the idea of taking intentional control over your life and aligning your goals with your deeper desires and values. It underscores that goal setting is not just about reaching an endpoint, but about creating a path that brings your true vision to life. Goals should stretch you, but not be out of reach. They should challenge you while still being attainable. Now, let's talk about the kind of goals you set, because not all goals are created equal. It's not just about having a goal, it's about having the right goal, the kind of goal that challenges you, pushes you outside of your comfort zone, but doesn't overwhelm you to the point of feeling impossible. The truth is, goals should be stretching, but they should never feel like you're reaching for something that's so far out of your grasp that you give up before you even begin. The right goal should ignite something inside you. It should excite you and make you feel a little nervous, like it's a challenge worth taking on. At the same time, it shouldn't feel so unattainable that you feel defeated before you even start. If you're aiming for something that seems so far beyond your current abilities that you can't even imagine how to begin, then maybe it's time to reevaluate. When I say goals should stretch you, I mean they should ask you to grow. They should require you to develop new skills, step outside your comfort zone, and face new challenges. But this growth is what fuels your confidence and drives you forward. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. If your goal doesn't make you feel a little uncomfortable, maybe it's not the right one. It's not supposed to be easy, but it should be within reach if you're willing to put in the work and break it down into manageable steps. A goal that is too easy will leave you bored and unmotivated, and a goal that's too far out of reach will leave you feeling helpless and discouraged. The sweet spot is in between, where you know that with determination, focus, and effort, you can achieve it. And here's the beauty of that: as you begin to make progress, as you see the pieces of your goal falling into place, it starts to feel more and more attainable. What once seemed like a giant mountain suddenly becomes a series of small, climbable steps. So ask yourself, is the goal I'm setting going to push me to become a better version of myself? Will it challenge me to grow? But also, can I realistically see myself achieving this? Is there a clear, achievable path forward? Goals that strike this balance, stretching you, yet still achievable, create the kind of momentum that drives you forward instead of dragging you down. And remember, it's okay to adjust your goals along the way. Life doesn't always go as planned, and you may find that as you grow, your original goal shifts or evolves. That's not failure, that's evolution. What matters is that you keep the process going, that you keep moving forward, always with a goal that feels within your reach but challenges you to rise to new heights. At the end of the day, the right goal is one that sparks your passion. That makes you want to get up and work toward it every single day. And that, with each step, proves to you that what once felt impossible is actually very much possible if you're willing to take action. A specific goal gives you direction and motivation, making your daily efforts feel more meaningful. Let's take a moment to really reflect on this. Purpose is the fuel that keeps you going, especially on the days when it feels like nothing is working, or when the road ahead feels long and uncertain. Clear, specific goals are the key to unlocking that purpose. When you set a goal that is both clear and well-defined, it gives you a reason to get up every morning. Think about it. Without a goal, you may find yourself moving through life without a clear sense of direction, almost like a ship adrift at sea, with no compass to guide it. But with a clear goal, you know exactly where you're headed. It's like having a map in your hand, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to your destination. And when you have that kind of clarity, every single action you take starts to matter. Every phone call, every email, every meeting, every workout, every task, suddenly they're not just random activities filling up your day. They are purposeful steps toward a greater goal. It's not about working harder for the sake of working harder, it's about working smarter with intention. Every effort you make, no matter how small it seems in the moment, is one more piece of the puzzle coming together. Clear goals don't just help you focus, they give your efforts meaning. When you know why you're doing something, it's no longer just about checking items off a to-do list. It becomes part of something bigger. You start to see your work as a stepping stone to the life you want to create. And that makes every effort feel worthwhile. Without clear goals, it's easy to fall into a cycle of busyness, doing things just to feel productive, but never feeling like you're truly moving forward. You may find yourself caught in a routine of doing tasks that don't align with your deepest desires, and over time, that can leave you feeling burnt out or unfulfilled. But when your goals are clear, you know that what you're doing is in alignment with your bigger picture, with what really matters to you. This connection to purpose makes even the most mundane tasks feel significant, because you can see how each one is a part of your bigger journey. Think about this: when you have a specific goal in mind, it becomes much easier to say yes to the things that move you toward that goal, and to say no to distractions or activities that take you off course. Your time becomes more valuable, your energy is more focused, and your decisions have a clearer impact on the life you're building. And here's the truth: purpose doesn't just come from the outcome, it comes from the journey. It comes from knowing that every effort, no matter how small, is a step in the direction of something you deeply care about. A clear goal gives you that direction, it gives you that drive, and it makes the daily grind feel less like work and more like a series of meaningful actions that lead to the realization of your dreams. So if you ever find yourself feeling lost or unsure of where to focus your energy, ask yourself, what's my goal? What am I working toward? And when you can answer that question with clarity, you'll be amazed at how much more purposeful your daily actions feel. Purpose isn't just a feeling, it's a result of being deeply connected to your goals and seeing the significance of the work you're doing every single day. With a clear goal, you can filter out distractions and stay on course, no matter what life throws your way. In life, distractions are everywhere. There's always something pulling for your attention: another email, a phone call, a new trend, a new opportunity that might seem shiny and exciting, but isn't aligned with where you're headed. Distractions are the noise that can drown out your clarity and derail your progress, and if you're not careful, they can lead you off course, making you feel scattered, overwhelmed, and ultimately unproductive. But here's the thing: when you have a clear goal, all that noise becomes easier to tune out. It's like having a filter. You've got this vision of where you want to go, and every action you take, big or small, is helping you get there. When you're clear on your goals, you can evaluate every opportunity that comes your way through the lens of your bigger vision. You ask yourself, does this move me closer to my goal? If it doesn't, you can confidently say no without hesitation. Think of your goals as a compass. In a world full of distractions, a compass always points you in the right direction. No matter how many new ideas, challenges, or obstacles come your way, your clear goal keeps you grounded and on course. Even when life gets chaotic or unexpected setbacks occur, you'll know what you're working toward. And that knowledge gives you the clarity to focus on what truly matters. When you're focused, you don't waste time wondering if you're doing the right thing or second-guessing your choices. You're not swayed by every new opportunity that pops up because you have a clear, unwavering vision that helps you prioritize your time and energy. Let's be real, life will always throw curveballs. There will be moments when things don't go according to plan, when obstacles feel insurmountable, or when you face disappointment. But with a clear goal, you are better equipped to handle the turbulence. Your goal doesn't just give you something to work toward, it gives you resilience. It gives you the ability to bounce back, to recalibrate, and to keep moving forward. When you know where you're headed, setbacks become less about failure and more about learning experiences that bring you closer to your destination. You begin to see challenges as temporary detours, not permanent roadblocks. A clear goal also helps you stay motivated. There's something incredibly powerful about knowing that every day you show up and take action, no matter how small that action may seem, is another step toward the life you want. In moments of doubt, when the work feels hard or the progress feels slow, your goal reminds you why you're doing this. It reignites your motivation and keeps you moving even when the path ahead seems uncertain. In this fast-paced world where we're constantly bombarded with information and distractions, it's easy to lose focus. But the truth is, focus is a skill. And with a clear, well-defined goal, you can strengthen that skill and sharpen your attention to what truly matters. Your goal becomes your guide, your anchor, your constant reminder of what you're striving for. It allows you to say no to distractions with confidence and stay on track, even when life tries to pull you in a million different directions. And here's the best part: the more focused you are, the more productive you become. The more energy you pour into your goal, the more momentum you build. Your days become more intentional, your actions more purposeful, and your path forward becomes clearer. With focus, even the smallest efforts compound into significant progress. So when distractions come, and they will remember that your clear goal is your shield. It helps you stay focused on what's important. And it gives you the strength to move through challenges, to avoid the noise, and to keep your eyes on the prize. Achieving small, manageable steps towards a larger goal boosts your belief in your abilities. Let's pause and really think about this. Confidence is not something you're born with, it's something you build. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment to feel confident, it's about taking action even when you don't feel completely ready. Confidence comes from doing, from stepping into action, from seeing that you can achieve the things you set out to do. Setting goals, especially smaller, manageable ones, is one of the most powerful ways to build that confidence brick by brick. When you set a goal that feels attainable and then break it down into smaller tasks, each time you complete one of those tasks, you are proving to yourself that you are capable. You're sending yourself a message that says, I can do this. With every small win, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, you're reinforcing the belief in your own abilities. Here's the thing: confidence doesn't come from instant success. It comes from the process of growth. When you set a clear goal and take action towards it, you're not just working toward the end result, you're also building the muscle of resilience, perseverance, and self-belief. Each step forward, even if it's a small one, builds momentum. And momentum over time becomes a powerful force that propels you toward greater achievements. Let's say you set a big, audacious goal. Maybe you want to launch your own business, write a book, or run a marathon. At first, that goal can feel overwhelming. But when you break it down into smaller, achievable steps, things you can do on a daily or weekly basis, you start to gain a sense of control. You begin to see that the big picture isn't so intimidating after all. It's just a series of small actions that, when taken consistently, add up to something incredible. And here's where the magic happens as you start ticking off those smaller tasks, whether it's finishing a chapter of a book, signing up for a training course, or completing a workout. You get to celebrate those victories along the way. Each small achievement gives you a little boost of confidence. You start thinking, I did that, and with each new success, no matter how small, your belief in yourself grows stronger. You start to realize that you are capable of more than you originally thought. This is how confidence snowballs. It starts with small wins, but over time, those wins accumulate into big results. And what's even more powerful is that with each goal you achieve, you prove to yourself that you can handle bigger challenges. It's like training for a race. The more you run, the stronger you become, and the more prepared you are for the next challenge. The key here is consistency. It's not about waiting for big, dramatic moments of success. It's about showing up every day and doing what you can. It's about building the habit of success. When you consistently show up and make progress, you begin to rewire your brain to believe in your ability to succeed, even when the road ahead is tough. And here's the ultimate truth: confidence is a byproduct of action. You don't have to wait until you feel confident to take that first step. You take the step, and with each one after that, confidence begins to follow. By setting goals and achieving them, even the smallest victories, you will find that your confidence grows naturally. Because you will have proof that you can do hard things, proof that you can handle whatever life throws your way, proof that you have what it takes. So if you're struggling with self-doubt or uncertainty, take a step back and look at the goals you've set for yourself. Are they breaking down into smaller, achievable tasks? If not, that's okay. Take a moment to reevaluate and break them down. Start small. Start with something you know you can do today, tomorrow, and the next day. And with each task you complete, you'll feel that sense of confidence building, one step at a time. Remember, confidence is not a destination, it's a journey. And that journey starts the moment you decide to take the first step toward your goal. Consistent action toward a goal generates positive energy and progress, turning incremental efforts into significant results. Have you ever noticed how the hardest part of any journey is often just getting started? That first step can feel like the biggest obstacle, but once you start moving, something incredible happens. Momentum builds. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first it's small, slow, and almost insignificant. But as it picks up speed, it gathers more and more snow, and soon it's a force to be reckoned with. The same is true when it comes to achieving your goals. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in the pursuit of success. And it all starts with a commitment to take consistent action, even if that action is small. When you take that first step, no matter how tiny it feels in the moment, you set a process in motion. And over time, that process snowballs, turning seemingly insignificant efforts into huge progress. Here's what happens every action you take toward a goal, whether it's sending an email, making a phone call, writing a paragraph, or taking a step on a treadmill contributes to the larger vision. Each effort may seem small on its own, but when you keep showing up and doing the work day after day, those small efforts build up into something much greater. This is how momentum is created, through consistent, intentional action. It's easy to look at the finish line and feel overwhelmed, thinking about how much further you have to go. But the magic is in the process, not the end result. When you focus on the next small step, and then the next and the next, you begin to see how much progress you're actually making. And here's what happens next: you start to gain energy. The more you move toward your goal, the more energy you have to keep going. You start to feel more motivated, more driven, and more excited about what's possible. Think of it like exercise. The first few days of a new fitness routine can feel exhausting and tough. You may wonder if it's even worth it. But then after a few weeks, something changes. You start to notice that you have more energy, your body feels stronger, and your mindset shifts. You realize you're doing more than you thought you could, and you're excited to keep going. That's momentum in action. The small, consistent actions, those things you did when you didn't feel like it, are now adding up to real, tangible results. This is what's so powerful about setting goals and sticking with them. Momentum turns incremental efforts into significant progress. It's like planting a seed. At first you water it every day, and it seems like nothing is happening. But if you keep nurturing that seed, one day it will bloom into something beautiful. The same happens with your goals. You may not see immediate results, but with consistent action, those efforts will eventually lead to breakthroughs you never thought possible. And here's the most important thing to remember: momentum is self-perpetuating. Once you start to build it, it keeps going. You don't have to keep forcing it. The momentum you've built will carry you forward even on days when you don't feel like doing the work. You'll find that as you make progress, you're naturally inclined to keep going, because momentum breeds motivation. The more progress you see, the more you'll want to push forward, and the more energy you'll have to continue. This is why consistency is key. It's not about taking giant leaps every day, it's about showing up and doing the work consistently. Even if the steps are small, they matter, they count. Because over time they add up to something significant. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. At the base, the climb feels daunting and the summit feels so far away. But as you take one step at a time, you begin to feel stronger, more capable, and more determined. The higher you climb, the clearer the view becomes, and suddenly what seemed impossible is now within reach. That's the power of momentum. So if you ever feel like progress is slow or that the goal ahead is too far, remind yourself that every action you take is building momentum. Trust in the process. Trust that your consistent effort is turning those small steps into the foundation of something much bigger. And when you start to feel the momentum building, you'll realize the journey, though it may have started slow, has already created something powerful within you. Momentum isn't just about what you're achieving, it's about who you're becoming in the process. Without a goal, dreams remain wishes. Clear goals turn abstract dreams into concrete actions with real results. We all have dreams. We all have visions of what we want our lives to look like, whether it's launching a business, writing a book, running a marathon, or traveling the world. Dreams are the seeds of possibility, but without goals, they remain just that, seeds. They float in the ether of our minds, often inspiring us, but not giving us a clear direction. A dream without a goal is like a beautiful painting that never gets hung on the wall, an idea that never sees the light of day. It's a wish, not a plan. The difference between a dream and a goal is action. Dreams are the spark, the inspiration, but it's the goal that sets the fire of determination. Goals turn vague, abstract desires into something tangible. Without goals, our dreams are like a vision of a destination without a map. Sure, we can imagine it, but we have no idea how to get there. That's where clear goals come in. Clear goals are the bridge between your dream and your reality. When you break down your dreams into clear, actionable steps, you give yourself a path forward. Goals provide the clarity needed to move from where you are now to where you want to be. They take that abstract idea, the dream, and break it down into manageable, realistic actions. Take a moment to think about one of your biggest dreams. Now imagine you set a clear, measurable goal tied to that dream. Let's say your dream is to write a book. Without a goal, that dream could remain just that, an idea, a wish. But once you set a goal, such as I will write 500 words a day for the next 30 days, you have now turned your dream into something actionable, something measurable. Each day, as you sit down and write, you are not just dreaming about being an author, you are taking concrete steps to make that dream a reality. This is the power of goals. They take what feels impossible and break it into steps that are within reach. They turn the vast expanse of possibility into something practical. With each goal you set, you begin to see how those small steps compound over time to create real, meaningful progress. What started as a wish now has structure, purpose, and direction. Let's think about a dream you might have, perhaps to run a marathon. Without a goal, you may find yourself wondering, how do I even start? It feels overwhelming. But when you set a goal, say, I will run 3 times a week, gradually increasing my distance, you give yourself a plan. And more importantly, you give yourself a reason to act every day. It's no longer a distant wish, it's something you can achieve step by step. Your actions align with the vision, and over time, that abstract dream of running a marathon becomes an actual reality. The beauty of setting clear goals is that they keep you grounded in the present while moving you toward the future. Dreams can feel far away. They can feel like they're in the distant future, somewhere out of reach. But when you set a goal, you anchor your dream to something you can take action on today. And this is crucial because it's easy to get caught up in the someday mindset, to believe that our dreams are for some later version of ourselves when we have more time, more money, more skills. But clear goals pull your dream into today, making it something you can act on right now. It's important to remember that goals aren't just about achieving an end result. They are about creating the habits, the discipline, and the focus that get you there. They are about training your mind to see that what was once a far-off dream is now within reach. With each goal, you shift your mindset from "I wish I could do that" to "I am taking steps to make this happen." And as you continue to achieve those goals, something incredible happens. You build belief in yourself. The more you accomplish, the more confidence you gain. You begin to see that you are capable of turning your dreams into reality. You realize that success is not a matter of luck, it's a matter of focused intention and consistent action. So ask yourself, what is your dream? And what is the goal that can turn that dream into something real? Don't let your dreams remain out of reach. Give them structure. Give them clarity. Set a goal. And then take that first step. Because the truth is, every great achievement in life began as a dream, but it was the goal that made it real. You don't need to be perfect to start. Progress comes through consistent action, no matter how small. I want you to take a moment and think about the times in your life when you hesitated to start something new, whether it was a project, a goal, or a dream. How often do we put off taking that first step because we feel like we're not ready? How many times have we told ourselves, I'll start when everything is perfect? But here's the truth, perfection is a myth. You don't need to wait until everything is aligned, until you have all the answers, or until you feel 100% ready. Progress doesn't require perfection, it requires action. The simple act of moving forward, no matter how small or imperfect your steps may seem, is what creates momentum and moves you closer to your goal. Think about the most successful people you admire. They didn't wait until they had all the right conditions or until they felt perfectly prepared. They started where they were with what they had and took action. And with each small, imperfect step, they learned, adapted, and grew. Action is the catalyst for progress. It's how you go from a dream or an idea to real results. You don't need to know everything up front. You just need to start and then adjust along the way. Every journey begins with that first step, even if it's messy, uncertain, or not exactly how you envisioned it. And guess what? That's okay. Progress isn't about being flawless. It's about showing up consistently, making an effort, and taking steps forward, no matter how small they may seem. Think about learning to ride a bike. You didn't hop on and immediately start pedaling smoothly. At first you wobbled, you fell, and you probably felt frustrated. But you kept trying. With each attempt, you gained a little more confidence, you figured out your balance, and eventually you could ride with ease. That's the power of consistent action. Each time you tried, no matter how imperfect the result, you got a little closer to success. And here's the best part, small actions add up over time. When you take consistent action, no matter how small or insignificant it feels in the moment, it compounds. One step leads to another. And eventually you look back and realize just how far you've come. The secret is in the consistency, not the size of the step. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting the process. Perfectionism paralyzes us. It convinces us that if we can't do something flawlessly, we shouldn't do it at all. But the reality is that you're never going to have everything figured out before you begin. That's not the point. The point is to start where you are with what you have and then figure it out as you go. Action is how you learn, improve, and ultimately get closer to your goal. Think about the times when you've taken action, even when it felt uncomfortable or uncertain. You might not have seen immediate results, but you learned something new along the way. Maybe you made a mistake or took a detour, but you grew from it. The key is that you took action, and with each action, you gained a little more knowledge, skill, and confidence. That's how progress happens. It's not about taking giant leaps all at once. It's about steady, consistent movement forward. And here's another truth: the journey is never perfect. Life will always throw challenges, distractions, and obstacles in your path. But if you keep taking action, no matter how small or imperfect, you'll continue to make progress. Progress doesn't need to be immediate or linear. Sometimes it's one step forward and two steps back. But the important thing is that you keep moving. Action is what keeps you moving. So the next time you feel the urge to wait until everything is perfect or until you're fully prepared, remind yourself you don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to take that first step, and then the next and the next. Keep moving forward, keep showing up, and trust that each small action is moving you closer to your dreams. Progress comes through action. And that action doesn't have to be grand or perfect. It just needs to be consistent. So take action today, however small it may be. And with each action you take, you'll see how much closer you're getting to the life you want to create. Obstacles are inevitable. but they are opportunities for growth and learning, not signs of failure. Let's face it, life is rarely a straight path. If you're chasing a goal, striving for success, or pursuing your dreams, you will encounter challenges. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when things don't go according to plan, when the road gets rocky, when your progress stalls, or when you feel like you're up against a wall. This is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's not a sign that you should give up or turn back. It's simply part of the journey. Too often when we face obstacles, we see them as barriers, things that stand in the way of our success. We get frustrated, discouraged, and sometimes we even start to doubt ourselves. But here's the truth: challenges and setbacks are not there to stop you, they are there to grow you. They are not signs of failure, they are signs that you are on the path to something greater. They are opportunities in disguise. Think about the way muscles grow. In order to get stronger, you have to stress them. You have to challenge them, push them beyond their comfort zone, and sometimes even break them down before they can rebuild and become stronger. The same is true for your character, your resilience, and your ability to succeed. When you face a setback, it's like you're being tested. It's like life is saying, how badly do you want this? How far are you willing to go to make your dream a reality? And the beautiful thing is, when you overcome obstacles, when you keep going in the face of adversity, you don't just reach your goal. You become stronger. You build resilience, you develop problem-solving skills, emotional intelligence, and a deeper sense of determination. Each obstacle teaches you something new about yourself, about what you're capable of, and about how you can adapt and overcome. Let's think about someone who's worked hard for something, a business owner who faced countless rejections, an athlete who pushed through injury, or an artist who dealt with criticism. Every single one of them faced challenges. Every single one of them experienced setbacks. But what separates those who succeed from those who give up is how they respond to those challenges. They don't let setbacks define them, they let them refine them. Obstacles, when you look at them through this lens, become part of your personal growth. They help you expand your capacity to handle more, to do more, and to reach higher. Failure is not falling down, it's refusing to get back up. Setbacks may sting in the moment, but they don't determine your future, they just shape you for the next part of your journey. For example, if you're trying to launch a business and you face a setback, maybe a client backs out or a marketing campaign fails, it can feel like a devastating blow. But if you shift your perspective, you'll see that this is an opportunity to learn. What didn't work? What could you improve? What new strategy can you try? This is how growth happens. Every challenge is a lesson in disguise. Think about a tree growing through concrete. The tree doesn't stop growing just because it encounters a barrier. It pushes through it, cracks the surface, and continues to grow. The challenge does not stop the tree, it strengthens it. And in the same way, the challenges you face on your journey toward your goal are not there to stop you, they're there to strengthen you. And here's the thing, success is not about avoiding challenges, it's about how you handle them. The most successful people in the world didn't reach their goals by avoiding obstacles, they reached them by facing those obstacles head on, by learning from their mistakes, and by continuing to move forward no matter how difficult it got. They used each setback as fuel to propel themselves forward. So when challenges arise, and don't look at them as roadblocks, look at them as stepping stones. They are part of your training. They are teaching you how to handle adversity, how to be more resilient, how to keep your eyes on the prize, even when the going gets tough. When you push through the hard times, you learn how to make it to the other side stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. You'll come to realize that obstacles are not the enemy. They are part of your path, and they are part of your transformation. Every challenge you face gives you the chance to refine your approach, to develop new strategies, to become more resourceful, and to keep evolving toward your best self. Setbacks are the sharpening stones of success. So the next time you face a challenge, remember this, it's not about how fast you can reach the finish line, it's about how you rise each time you fall. Don't let obstacles discourage you. Let them teach you. Let them strengthen you. The road to success isn't linear, it's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. But if you keep moving forward, no matter the setbacks, you will reach your destination. And when you do, you'll look back and realize that the challenges you faced were the very things that made you who you are. And that's the most valuable thing of all. Achieving your goals requires patience and persistence. Keep taking small steps each day, and the larger goal will eventually materialize. One of the hardest things about pursuing a dream or goal is the waiting. We live in a world that wants everything instantly. We want results now. We want success overnight. But here's the reality: true achievement takes time. And this is where so many people falter. They give up too soon, discouraged by the slow pace of progress. But if you want to succeed, you must learn to trust in the process. Success is rarely the result of a single dramatic moment. It is the product of many, many small actions taken consistently over time. And here's the truth: those small steps matter. They may seem insignificant day to day, but each one is laying the foundation for something much bigger. And when you trust in the process, when you keep showing up and taking action, you will see that over time, those small actions compound into something incredible. Think about any major goal you've ever had in life. Did it happen all at once? Or did it require repeated effort, days, weeks, or even years of consistent work? Success is like building a house. Each small task you complete, the brick, the mortar, the foundation, feels small in isolation. But when those steps are repeated and accumulated, you look up one day and realize that you've built something strong, something lasting, something that wasn't there before. That's the process at work. The key here is patience. It's the ability to continue putting in the work, even when the end goal seems far off, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Too often, people stop just short of the breakthrough because they can't see the progress, but the truth is progress doesn't always show up in the ways we expect it to. For example, think about a farmer planting seeds. In the beginning, there's nothing to show. The seeds are in the ground and it looks like nothing is happening. But under the surface, roots are growing, soil is being enriched, and life is beginning to take shape. That's the unseen work. And just like that farmer, you might not see immediate results from the efforts you're making every day, but behind the scenes, the work is building, the roots are growing, and one day you will look up and see the fruits of your labor. Persistence is equally important. The ability to keep going, even when the road gets tough or the end seems distant, is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. You see, achieving a goal isn't always about sprinting to the finish line. Sometimes it's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work no matter what, and trusting that each small step, no matter how insignificant it seems, is getting you closer to your goal. One of the best examples of persistence and patience can be seen in the process of learning any new skill. When you first start, you're not going to be great at it. You might stumble, make mistakes, and wonder if you'll ever improve. But then, one day, you realize that you've gotten better. Not because of a single breakthrough, but because of the hundreds, if not thousands, of small actions you took to get there. And you might look back and think, I can't believe how far I've come. That's the power of persistence. It's the art of not giving up when things feel slow, of continuing to put in the work, knowing that each action is a step closer to where you want to be. The process also requires faith. You have to believe that what you're doing now will pay off in the future. You have to believe in your vision, even when it feels like the results aren't immediate. It's like planting a tree. You don't see the tree the moment you plant the seed. You see the dirt. But you trust that with enough water and sunlight, something beautiful will emerge. In the same way, when you trust in the process, you have faith that your small actions are adding up to something greater. You may not see the full picture yet, but you know that with time and persistence, the puzzle pieces will start to come together. Trusting the process is trusting that the efforts you make today are building the foundation for your tomorrow. Take the pressure off yourself. You don't need to have all the answers today. You don't need to be perfect. The key is just to keep going. Keep taking those small, intentional steps, even when the goal feels out of reach. The journey itself is a process of growth, learning, and becoming better each day. And when you finally reach that goal, you will look back and realize that the most important part of the journey wasn't the goal itself, it was the growth that happened along the way. So if you feel frustrated, if you feel like progress is slow or invisible, remind yourself, trust in the process. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work, one small step at a time. And in time, you will see the fruits of your labor. Patience and persistence will turn your dreams into reality. And one day you will look back and realize that the process, the little steps, the lessons learned, the obstacles overcome was the most important part of the journey.